This is like so gross on my face right now.
It's time!
Yeah, I really wanted some bloopers from Phil is Not on Fire to start. That's really what I wanted. I am filming today, live streaming, from my bed. I can give you a bit more like factorinis about why my bedroom is just a complete dank cave, because it truly is. Guess the crime. A fresh London experience for you right there. My bedroom is like, it's not something that I want to share with the internet really. It's like a dark cave. It needs like a couple houseplants. But the thing is, I never open the curtains. I don't know about you guys, but I have never opened the curtains. So any plant life that I might want to add in to make it look good, it would be so dead. It would be unbelievably dead. You have no idea. But I got this amazing mirror. It's a moon mirror, which kind of goes with that moon chair. And you remember this thing? That was the most useless thing I've ever done, ever. The moon rug. So I have a moon-themed cave room. Why aren't you verified on YouTube anymore? When you change your username, like I did from Dan is Not on Fire to Daniel Howell, you have to reapply to be verified, and I just forgot. So I did all the bulbs in this room by myself, and what that means is all the bulbs are yellow, and then there's one blue bulb, because I went to the hardware store and I was like, I'm an adult, and I know how to fix things in my own house, so I'm gonna get this bulb, and yeah, like I said, it was just a complete disaster, and I have a blue light now shining down on my face. I wish anyone taught me anything about how to actually function as an adult. So the thing is about emos is, what does emo mean to you? Is it people that listen to MCR? Is it people that are like kind of gothy and alternative and emotional, but it's not really about the music or the clothes? Is it just an aesthetic style? Well, you're actually looking at an experienced guru of emo culture. So when it was like 2005 and emo started to become like a kind of mainstream enough thing, emo wasn't what you think. It wasn't the hair over the eyes. It wasn't the cringe, crazy, you know, XD face raw. It was basically like late 20-year-old hipsters. They shopped at thrift stores and they roasted their own coffee. They were basically just hipsters at these days. But then emo turned into this whole like sad fringe. It kind of was like, I'll borrow a bit of goth, I'll borrow a bit of punk, but then I'll borrow it with this kind of, I want to rebel and have this just terrifying eye makeup and sexuality. And then the music thing happened. Because the thing is, like, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, they're not emo. I listened to a lot of emo, and it all sounded exactly the same, and it was so bad. The thing is with Panic, MCR, and Fall Out Boy is they're actually good bands. You know, the first 2-3 albums from all of those bands defined an entire generation. Some people wanted to be sensitive. Some people wanted to wear their mental health on their chest. Some people wanted to rebel. Because, you know, the thing is about indie and metal, it was still quite masculine. So some people wanted to be alternative, but then they looked at, like, the metal and the indie communities and were like, no, I don't feel like that would accept me. And then emo came along and was like, hand me your rejects. And they were like, yes, I'll grow out my fringe! And thus, you know, the style period of emo was born. But the thing is, MCR, Fall Out Boy, and Panic at the Disco, they're just like rock music. Or, you know, Panic at the Disco was like dance pop, and then the Beatles. I think it was the idea that people looked at alternative cultures, like people that listen to metal, people that listen to indie, people that listened to hip-hop and whatever, and didn't identify with any of them. But instead they said, no, I want to be a bit sensitive. I don't want to be hyper-masculine. I want to be vulnerable. I want to talk about my feelings. I want to have friends. We're all just probably super gay and talk about our feelings and stuff. Because if you identify with that, maybe that's emo. Anyway, so I'm going to shut up. So the first photo we have here, this one of me biting my lip, and that angle. I told you I once dyed my fringe purple. I think I was 16? 16, I think. But the dye ran out in like 2 months, and it just went ginger. So, like, I was like, I've got a purple fringe in the summer, and a couple of people were like, okay, honestly, none of my friends cared. And then by the time I got back to school, it was just bright orange. So then people bullied me for being ginger. And that was that. Oh dear God. Okay, and then we have, I think this was 2008 maybe. Look at that. My hair, I never made it look good when it was straight because my hair's really curly and I could never straighten it and make it look good. So that was me immediately after I came out of the shower. You think that's Dan, who used to have a really cool hairstyle, looking super emo and cringe? No, that was me with completely wet hair and I just scraped it over my face and no one could tell because that's all I could do back then. That was me when I was like 14. I didn't actually have a haircut. I just had like normal hair and I just grew it out and I tried to style it like an emo, but I actually just looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Because when I was 13, 14, I was just a complete idiot whose brain was really underdeveloped and I was immature and I couldn't think for myself or anything. So I just had like a green hoodie and like a pair of jeans I borrowed from my mum and I just looked so bad. I was literally like a failed emo, which by then was like the lowest of the low. So that was that. And then we have this one. Basically got like a little XD face looking super emo in the mirror there. Cringe attack. So there we go. Dan, what was behind your moon chair? Behind my moon chair was my shoe rack. Thrilling. Dan, you should lie like a French girl. No. You take a moment. Stop. Breathe in slowly. And out. And in. And out. There you go, you're fine. Show us the other mirror. Oh no, that's not the other mirror. That's me not knowing what side. Yeah, my plastic long mirror. Why soundproof tiles? Oh God. Basically, we are adjacent to another neighbor. I was like jogging on the spot doing some exercise and some guy was like, "You ruined my day." So we're like, shit, we're being noisy. So we got some soundproofing tiles. I mean, it's basically like this weird foam stuff and we stuck them all over the wall. And Phil spent about 4 hours sticking these tiles everywhere. And then when we were filming the Crash Bandicoot video, he bent over to pick something up and literally knocked all of them on the floor. Hours and hours and hours of sticking these things instantly destroyed by Phil's butt. So it looks like black as death, but then, only when it catches the light, wah, 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 wah. They have a laptop pouch, which you can't see shit in there. It's a great bag. Anyway, danandphilshop.com, get a bag. Like, when I was 12, I listened to a lot of, like, Evanescence and Muse. And I can still listen to Evanescence and Muse. And then when I was, like, 16, 17, I started listening to a lot of indie music. That's when I got into, like, Kanye and stuff, and I can listen to all that. You know the one kind of music I can't listen to? It's MCR, Fall Out Boy, and Panic at the Disco. I could maybe listen to Pretty Odd, but I can't listen to songs from A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, and Fall Out Boy, From Under the Cork Tree, and MCR, Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, or The Black Parade. It's like a part of my emotional life story when I was an angsty emo teen that was like so sensitive that that's just been put in a box and put under the stairs now. That's me with the Disney Channel. Amazing. Are you going to do some live streaming with Danny Phil Games? Yes, we've just been working out. Guess the crime, welcome to London. Where is your crime today? It's like complicaty ding dong, but that's something that we're gonna do. As I said, I want to use the me attacking you with my phone. I'm gonna work out how to use the YouTube mobile live streaming app and do some silly side channel videos like a scented candle haul. I mean, the funny thing about MySpace was it was like Tumblr. It's the exact equivalent. You could do it yourself with a train wreck of text. The content was just the style of your profile page and the photos you posted. It was basically, you just have to plan a photo and then your stunning new profile picture taken from an insane angle with your feet together with a crazy mirror flash probably, and the raccoon stripes dyed into your hair. I mean, I have the moon rug, the moon mirror, the moon chair, and then I even have on that mirror there a scarf which is the pattern of Radiohead's A Moon-Shaped Pool album. Well, shit me. This is the mooniest bedroom in the entire world. Oh my god, when that gets 3333, that's gonna be so satisfying. Everyone on you now, right now! Thumb me up! Answer IG DMs. I don't have Instagram DMs, so if you're talking to someone with my face on, oh wow, that was fast. Boom! Next goal is 666. The new video was amazing. Thank you, Small Moon Child. Small Moon Child, you'd look good in my bedroom. That's a sentence I'm not going to say ever again. It's my birthday in September. Give me a gift. Your gift is this smile. Your smile and laugh are my favourite ever. Thanks, Millie. Actually, no one cares ever for the rest of your entire life. You just go, I got a degree in this, and they're like, wow, I guess this gets you a job, and you're like, I have so much debt, and that's higher education. So this happened the other day. I was in an elevator. Now, I'm used to lifts that you have to press a button to close the door. Well, I went in, and then it just closed behind me, and I was like, okay, I must have done it. I get out my phone, I start looking through my camera rolls, I'm like, favorite that, delete all these old reject selfies that I didn't get, standing there for like a minute, and then suddenly I'm like, wait a minute, I've been in this lift for ages and I haven't moved. And then suddenly I had that full-on like wave of fear that it had broken down, and the reason why it hadn't moved was because it had broken. And then, you know, I'm not a particularly claustrophobic person, but it's that thing where you're like, oh, this is my coffin. I was like, there's a number, should I call the number? There's like and then I looked and there was no signal, and I was like, oh my god, there's like in an emergency, call this number, but the number's not. So what do? I'm gonna die, I'm gonna starve to death, they're gonna open this in a month, and I'm just gonna be like a skeleton. And then I saw that, you know, there's like that emergency bell button, and I was like, I'm gonna press that, and then I looked, wait a minute, press floor 7, boop, boop, and I was like, oh my god. I just hadn't pressed the button. So yeah, Cillian Murphy is amazing. Don't you just love Cillian Murphy? Oh my god. Can you please follow me back on you now? Oh, I don't even know how to do that. I'm going to decline your message. Would you ever consider coming to Brazil? I'd love to go to Brazil one day. I might move where I film my videos. I'm not going to do that. That's way too much effort. There's just this thing. If you go on my channel and you look at my last video, not the emo shaming one, the one before, there's a thing on the wall directly behind where I sit, and that drives me insane. I saw an emo chicken yesterday. Was it like that? Was its flop just flopped over its ear, and it was like, ugh, everyone keeps pecking the food before me. Ugh. You should post Instagrams of your moon things. Should I? Maybe it could just be like a pretentious textures of my moon-themed bedroom post where I'm like, here's my mirror, here's a close-up of the texture of this thing, here's like another thing I was going for here. Maybe. And this track, how's that doing? Chords is the first thing. Oh my god, it has 8.5 million views. What is wrong with you? What is your favourite band? Dunno. Radiohead, maybe. My favourite artists are Frank Ocean, Kanye West. What's the difference between emo and scene? I mean, I feel like this is going to offend people, but I don't care, because if you're someone that's like, I'm a scene kid, no, that died 10 years ago. Scene was this awful thing where like people were emo and they were like black and they were like, ugh, and they were like eyeliner and poetry, and all of a sudden scene kids were a thing where it's like everything about emo but completely shallow and just about style. Really, the whole XD thing, that was more of a scene kid thing. I look back and I'm like, how were everybody's brains so bad? Have our brains just grown bigger? Or what? Like, how did any of us even think this was acceptable back in the day? Truly terrible times. For me to be creative or to film things, I need people to leave me alone, and people don't leave me alone during the week. So I do most of my YouTube stuff over the weekend, which means I don't have weekends, because that's when I desperately need people to leave me alone, which is why I'm having like a Wednesday weekend tomorrow. The joys of being self-employed. What's your favourite cheese? Dunno, lol. My god, there's so many cheeses and so little time. So yeah, favourite cucumber colour. There's different colours of cucumbers. I don't know. I like green. What's wrong with it? Thank you for all being so nice and supportive. You're all rad. Breathe deeply, stay hydrated, and open the curtains so you can get some houseplants in your bedroom. Bye.